You've probably seen by now the memes that are saying that AI uses 10 times as much energy as a Google search and therefore is incredibly wasteful, and we should all probably feel very ashamed and embarrassed for using AI. But what if AI actually helps us unlock the energy transition? That's the argument that you can get from the book The Price is Wrong by Brett Christophers. Brett Christophers asked the question, how can we actually unlock the energy transition? Because what he sees as the fundamental problem for the renewables transition isn't that renewables are in fact, renewables are right now as cheap or cheaper than oil and gas. The problem though is they aren't as profitable. And that's due to a couple of reasons. The first of these is that these projects take very long to get off the ground. And often it is uncertain at the start of a project whether the project actually is going to happen. Moreover, energy market prices can fluctuate from day to day, which means that banks don't really know how much profitability a certain project will get. And therefore the loans to start up a wind farm or a solar park often is much higher than for other types of investment. And finally, there are often issues with connecting new renewable energy to the grid. This analysis means that renewable energy often has lower profit margins than those from fossil fuel energy. And as states are currently considering withdrawing subsidies because they think that the job is done now that these energy sources are cheaper, we're actually going to see a world in which it's going to be hard to finance the capital needed for a quick renewable transition. In comes AI. AI now means that some of the largest companies in the world are suddenly interested in using their large amount of capital to invest in the renewables transition. Hence why we've seen Microsoft reopen 3 Mile Island. But we also know that these companies, such as Google, have well-documented approaches to try and become renewable as soon as possible. That's very often because their highly mobile, progressive workforce wants to make sure that we have a renewable future. So bringing that type of capital market means that they can sign contracts for often 10, 20 years, which actually make these kind of investments far less risky and therefore more of these investments likely to happen. Doing so, therefore, unlocks new renewable energy on the market and can form part of the answer as to how to speed up the renewables transition. This is especially important because each installed renewables means that we get better at building new renewables for cheaper. And whilst profitability is important, cheapness is important too, especially if we want to bring renewable energy to the global south. Because although the IPCC report indicates that we need to become more energy efficient in the West, we do need to build out more energy to help the global south get towards prosperity. So every AI search you do might actually help speed up the renewables transition.